Welcome to the This Week in Astrology video forecast. This is episode number 67 for the second half of April 2016. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Benjamin Bernstein of astroshaman.com, coming to you from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm an astrologer, shamanic healer, and awakening activator, and it's my pleasure to bring you these semi-monthly astrology forecasts. What's new? We've got Mars, Mercury, and Pluto all turning retrograde in the second half of April. This doesn't have to stop us in our tracks, but it does give us a lot to reflect on. We also have a Scorpio Full Moon aspected exclusively by asteroid goddesses, a Venus-Uranus-Pluto square, the Sun entering Taurus, and much more. So what's old as we come into this forecast period? We've got a waxing moon. We've got a couple of T-squares. We've got Mars, Jupiter, and Neptune going on through April 24th. The big, long-lasting one with Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune that's all the way through July 1st. We still have a grand trine in effect that we've already talked about with Vesta, Jupiter, and Pluto, and two retrograde planets, Jupiter and Saturn. So, with the overview in place, let's now move on to our individual days of the forecast. On Saturday, April 16th, there's plenty of energy available for relating and creating with Arian Venus quincunx Jupiter. That's Venus, 14 Aries, Jupiter, 14 Virgo. Quincunxes can be a bit awkward, so be prepared to make appropriate adjustments. On Sunday, April 17th, Mars turns retrograde today at 9 degrees Sagittarius. He backpedals for about 2.5 months, then turns direct again on June 29th at 23 degrees Scorpio. Planetary retrogrades are ideal for reflection. Any Mars retrograde is a good time to contemplate how we're working with the energies of assertiveness, win-win sexuality, initiation, and entrepreneurship. Also note if any of Mars' darker influences are showing up in your life: anger, violence, impatience, impulsiveness, or inappropriate sexuality. The sign that Mars is in during its retrograde will provide further opportunity for reflection. Mars will retrograde through Sagittarius April 17 through May 27th. Sagittarian Mars can fire up your enthusiasm for higher learning, religion, and philosophy. It can bring out the adventurer in you and spur desire for foreign travel or adventures in consciousness. Meditate on these themes and feel which ones to energize after Mars turns direct. Mars will retrograde through Scorpio May 27th through June 29th. This placement fires up transformative inner work, occult practices, and sacred sexuality. Mars in Scorpio can also fuel research, investigation, and joint ventures. Scorpio is the sign of great wealth, so this placement can also be great for making money. Reflecting on these themes should show you which of these areas merit more of your attention. Also, on Sunday, April 17th, a Mars-Jupiter-Neptune T-square began on April 9th, peaks today here on April 17th, and ends on April 24th. As I told you on April 9th, and repeat here for your convenience, this energizing aspect pattern has lots of possibilities. You could dive deep into religion, spirituality, philosophy, and the meaning of life, venture into foreign cultures, step out and share your wisdom with others, enjoy the bliss of sacred sexual connection, practice doing but no doer by letting the divine guide your actions, and or party hearty. Also, on Sunday, April 17th, it's easier to dig down and get to the bottom of things with Mercury trine Pluto. Mercury, 17 Taurus, Pluto, 17 Capricorn. This smooth, supportive aspect can also help with occult studies, learning about sacred sexuality, and getting clear on how to create practical transformation. More broadly speaking, your thinking can enjoy greater focus and endurance. Also, on Sunday, April 17th, a lot of things going on today. Service to a higher cause is smoothly amplified by a Pluto-Vesta trine. That's Pluto, 17 Capricorn, Vesta, 17 Taurus. This aspect is part of a Vesta-Jupiter-Pluto grand trine that we talked about on the prior show, and that will be in effect through April 27th. On Monday, April 18th, Pluto turns retrograde today at 17 degrees Capricorn, then starts moving forward again on September 26 at 15 degrees Capricorn. Now, outer planets are retrograde about 5 months each year. I haven't noticed any appreciable difference in their effects because of their direction. While it's not realistic to put Plutonian activity on hold for 5 months at a time, Pluto retrograde is still a good time to reflect on death and rebirth, transformation, and psychology. Now, Pluto and Scorpio carry the same archetypal meaning. So, the scorpionic themes mentioned in yesterday's Mars retrograde interpretation also apply to Pluto. So, contemplation on occult practices, sacred sexuality, and wealth is supported, as well as research, investigation, and joint ventures. Now, planets are most powerful when they station, which means they're shifting direction, and Pluto is extra powerful anyway. Sensitive natal points between 14 and 21 degrees in the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, will be strongly affected. Check your chart to see where you're being hit by this. The things in your life represented by these points that are in alignment with your higher purpose will be empowered. Whatever is not in alignment will be challenged so that you have the opportunity to transform or release it. The more you cling to something that has outlived its usefulness, the more suffering you'll experience. The more you go with the Plutonian flow, the more you'll enjoy increased wealth, which could be anything of value, and power. Also, on Monday, April 18th, a Venus-Saturn trine, Venus 16 Aries, Saturn 16 Sagittarius, can provide smooth stability and long-lasting energy for relationships, creativity, and finances. On Tuesday, April 19th, Venus is cozying up to the Uranus-Pluto square. There's a Venus-Pluto square today, that's Venus 17 Aries, Pluto 17 Capricorn, followed by a Venus-Uranus conjunction on April 22nd. This brings the opportunity for revolutionary transformation into your relationships, creativity, and finances. Anything in these areas that's in alignment with your higher purpose can take a quantum leap to the next level. Whatever's out of alignment will be destabilized, and with Uranus and Pluto involved, it probably won't be subtle. When something's out of alignment, let your intuitive flashes guide you as to whether release or repair is the best strategy. Also, on Tuesday, April 19th, the Sun enters Taurus. This broadcasts stability, perseverance, and productivity. It also encourages sensuality, connecting with nature, and just being. We have no significant events on Wednesday, April 20th or Thursday, April 21st. On Friday, April 22nd, April's full moon shines forth at 1:24 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's with the moon at 2 degrees, 30 minutes, Scorpio. Any Scorpio full moon is good for reflecting on where you stand in your personal journey of evolution and transformation. What needs to be adjusted or released in your occult practices, sacred sexuality, intimate connections, and shared resources. Does something need your attention in matters relating to taxes, insurance, investments, or inheritance? All Scorpio themes. This full moon only makes meaningful aspects to asteroid goddesses. A conjunction to Juno asks you to take a close look at your committed partnerships, romantic or otherwise. A trine to Pallas Athena asks if you're standing in your feminine power and being sufficiently strategic. And a quincunx to Ceres suggests that adjustments might be needed due to sorrow and temporary loss or because of newfound wealth. Ceres represents all that. This full moon Sabian symbol is neighbors help in a house-raising party in a small village. This ties in with the scorpionic theme of shared resources, everybody pitching in on a project that's too big for one person alone. For many, it's easier to imagine themselves as one of the helpful neighbors, but I've had so many clients tell me that they don't ask for help even when they really need it. Think of the pleasure you've received from helping out someone else. Why would you want to deprive someone else of that great feeling when you truly need a hand? Also, on Friday, April 22nd, I already interpreted today's Venus-Uranus conjunction at 21 Aries as part of the Venus-Uranus-Pluto square. I talked about that on the April 19th forecast. Next, we have 3 days in a row with no major astrology events. That's very unusual, but it's happening. That means April 23rd through April 25th, that's Saturday through Monday, no major events at all. So, we'll move now to Tuesday, April 26th. Inspiration and creativity are in the air as Mercury quintiles Neptune. That's Mercury 23 Taurus, Neptune 11 Pisces. With Mercury in Taurus, these gifts from your muse can lead to helpful and practical outcomes. On Wednesday, April 27th, an undirected Sun-Mars quincunx, Sun 8 Taurus, Mars 8 Sagittarius, can result in irritability or impulsiveness. But used consciously, it can give you long-lasting energy and consistent productivity. On Thursday, April 28th, Mercury turns retrograde today at 1:19 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That'll be at 23 degrees, 36 minutes Taurus. The Winged Messenger will turn direct again on May 22nd at 9:19 a.m. in Taurus, also at 14 degrees, 20 minutes. Now, any Mercury retrograde is great for reflection and planning. Make repairs and finish projects that were already underway. The usual cautions also apply. If possible, avoid signing important contracts, beginning major projects, or making major purchases. Double-check travel arrangements and back up important data. Make sure that you're understanding and being understood. This Mercury retrograde takes place in Taurus, so also reflect on the state of your resources, including money and possessions. In addition, are you making time to nurture yourself with sensual pleasures necessary for your health? Are you letting chill time in nature return you to a state of harmony? And are you making time to just be? On Friday, April 29th, Venus transits Taurus today through May 24th. This can help stabilize relationships, enhance sensual pleasure, and empower financial opportunity. On Saturday, April 30th, as Mercury backpedals through its retrograde, it will repeat many of the aspects it made before stationing. The first of these happens today as Mercury repeats the quintile it made to Neptune 4 days ago. And this one is with Mercury at 23.5 Taurus and Neptune at 11 degrees 30 minutes Pisces. The interpretation remains the same. Inspiration and creativity are in the air, with these gifts from your muse pointing to helpful and practical outcomes. What's coming up on our next show, I'll tell you in a second, but first, a very brief announcement section. Information on everything that follows is in the What's New section of the homepage of astroshaman.com, unless I tell you otherwise. I have made significant improvements to the main post describing my Heal and Awaken invocations. I extensively revised the instructions on March 20th, and I recorded and posted a brand new MP3 of me leading the invocation cycle on March 30th. The changes are to the first post with the illustration of the Blue Angel. And you get to those you're seeing on the screen right now, that banner, Heal and Awaken Invocations. That appears on the top of my home page on the sidebar. If you're on a phone or a tablet, scroll down a bit and you'll see the same banner. Click and it will take you to that page where you can get to all that good stuff. Heal and Awaken Invocations can help you quickly and easily access your awakened state and then maintain it throughout the day. Ease, my embodied awakening support experience, offers weekly events via phone or web to help you enjoy more harmony, grace, and flow in your life, eliminate suffering, increase your intuition and synchronicity, stop mental chatter and challenging emotions, live each day in a peaceful, awakened state, enjoy support from kindred spirits on your journey, and much more. It also includes an online recording library that lets you experience the life-transforming power of ease anytime. There's also a Shamanic Awakening meetup if you're here in the Asheville, North Carolina area. That's this coming Tuesday as I record this. It's always on the third Tuesday, unless I change the schedule at some point. Information on that is not in What's New, but it's just under that on my homepage in a section called Practical Spirituality. So, that's all the announcements, fairly brief this time. What's coming up next time? We have the peaking of the year's biggest T-square with Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune. We have 3 grand trines, all involving Jupiter and Pluto, variously stimulated by the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. That's fantastic prosperity possibilities. We're going to have a new moon in Taurus, Jupiter turning direct, 7 Sun aspects, 6 Venus aspects, a lot going on. I sure hope you'll join me so I can tell you, as always, the best use of these astrological energies. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my Benjamin Bernstein YouTube channel to be notified when I post new videos. And if you like this video, please share it. My cat agrees. This free video forecast is a partner project with iTunes' #1 astrology audio podcast, This Week in Astrology. That's also free. You can get my semi-monthly astrology forecast in writing by subscribing to my free email newsletter at astroshaman.com. Once you're there, you can also link to my Facebook page where I post daily forecasts. My personal services include astrology, shamanic healing, and awakening activation. All are equally effective in person or long distance. I have clients all over the world. My guarantee makes my services risk-free. If you don't feel that your experience was helpful, there's no charge. I also offer other great products and services, many of which are free. To learn more, visit astroshaman.com. Thanks again for watching. I wish you infinite blessings as the stars light your way.